Hey guys, how's it going? This video is going to be a comparison between the brand new Insta360 One RS and the old Insta360 One R. If you didn't know, Insta360 has just announced or released their upgraded new generation of the One R, the One RS. And instead of doing a review, I thought my first video about this camera would be a comparison between the old version and the new version. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go into it right now. So while these two cameras look pretty similar, on the inside there are some differences. The original Insta360 One R was a modular device. You can take it apart. There are different modules, which basically means different kind of lenses that you can plug into the main kind of housing. That is no different with the new One RS. It's the same concept. However, there is a new lens available. It's called the 4K boost lens. Now this is a upgrade of the lens that shot traditional flat standard video. However, this new lens features a 1/2-inch sensor, twice the size of the original, which means it will be able to shoot high quality video. The max resolution of this 4K boost lens is obviously 4K at 60 frames per second. I'm going to be showing you some more side-by-side comparisons between the two lenses, the old one and the new one, later in this video. Another thing that's new with the One RS is an updated core mod. That's the mod that has the screen. That's basically where the brains of the camera is located, and this has been updated with a new, faster processor. It may look exactly the same as the old one. It's basically the same size, but you can do more things with it. You can digitally zoom up to 2.7 times on a subject while recording. You don't need to set up the shot in advance. You don't need to choose between linear, ultra wide, wide. You can zoom in and out digitally while you're recording, which was not possible with the previous camera. It also features much faster Wi-Fi transfer speeds, and overall the camera turns on quicker, turns off quicker, and the menu system is a lot more user-friendly and smoother to operate. It also features 3 microphones for an updated audio experience. I'll again be showing you some comparisons between the audio in a little bit. The mounting bracket of the One RS has also been updated. It's a completely new design, and to be honest, it's a way better design. The original mounting bracket for the older camera was probably the most annoying thing about it. It was really clumsy, flimsy, and it actually made me end up breaking a little bit of the camera, so this kind of door at the side never closed because it always caught on it and eventually it just broke. So this new mounting bracket is way more user-friendly. You just press these 2 red buttons and it flips open, and then you just slide it in. It's way easier, way quicker, and feels a lot more sturdy and less likely to break. It also just makes changing out these mods, well, much quicker than before. That was my main kind of annoyance with the original One R. It just took too long to take the camera apart, put it back together to be able to change things. So the fact that it can be done probably twice as fast as before is for me a big upgrade. As well as the 4K action cam mod, the One R also featured or had available the 360 mod, which is obviously very popular. It comes with the camera when you buy it, and an optional 1-inch mod. Now these two have not been updated. They're going to be exactly the same. They're going to be the same resolution, same quality, but they are usable with the new One RS, so you can switch them around. If you already have a One R, you don't need to buy a whole new system. And in fact, if you have a One R, you can use the newer mods with that as well, so you don't need to buy a whole new thing. You can save money and just buy the things that you need. Obviously, if you've never had the camera before, you need to buy the whole package. Okay, but let's take a look at what all of this means. I'm going to be showing you now some comparisons between the One RS and the One R using the 4K boost lens and the older 4K mod. Now, as I said before, the 4K boost lens features a 1/2-inch sensor that allows it to take in more light, more details, and overall the video quality should be better, as well as the photo quality as well. Usually, the larger the sensor in a camera, the better quality you're going to get out of it. And I think this is no exception here. If we look side by side, both of these shot at the highest resolution and I think 25 frames per second each. And you can see just by looking side to side, shooting at the same thing, that the 4K boost lens does produce better quality in pretty much every situation that I tried it in. Now, in some cases, it's not immediately obvious, especially in kind of bland conditions like this. Unfortunately, the weather conditions in some of the times that I shot are pretty grey. Welcome to London. But when you zoom into details, then you start to see the difference. The older One R mod overexposes a lot in the background, doesn't capture as many details, looks very bland if you kind of zoom in at all, whereas zooming in with the One RS, it retains details, it's a lot more colorful, and the overexposure isn't as apparent, it kind of captures more details in the background as well. Another new mode for the One RS that the One R does not have, and I think this is because of the new faster processor, is the 6K widescreen mode. Again, this is used with the 4K boost mod. You can shoot detailed 6K footage with a classic cinematic aspect ratio, and this automatically created, and it's great for widescreen viewing. Shooting these kinds of shots really kind of adds a cinematic edge to your footage, and it's the highest resolution that this camera can shoot standard footage in. Now, of course, Insta360 cameras are famous for their stabilization. You should be able to basically attach this to, your bike, your surfboard, skis, whatever, and go running, walking, cycling, whatever you want to do with it, and it should be able to stabilize pretty well. Now, Insta360 claims that the 4K boost mod with the One RS once again improves the stabilization somewhat. I compared the two just by running, cycling. That's pretty much all I can do without killing myself. So that's how I test stabilization. And they both work pretty well, considering these are just standard action cameras. We're not using the 360 mod here. It does a pretty good job most of the time. However, I don't notice a huge difference, to be quite honest. I think they pretty much nailed the stabilization several years ago, and there's only so much you can do. However, one new advantage that the One RS does bring is something called active HDR. Now, this is apparently the first camera that's able to do this. Essentially, it uses HDR video to increase the quality of your video without you having to do anything. But using this kind of mode would usually require your camera to be still. Usually HDR only works when the camera is not moving, but this active HDR works while you're moving. So you can shoot these action shots, moving shots, and you will still be able to get this HDR effect, which should even more so boost the quality and the appearance of your videos. So I've shown you a lot of video here, and between these two 4K lenses. Now, like I said, the 360 mod and the 1-inch mod haven't changed. They're still the same. They work with both versions of the One R, the One RS and the One R. So if you have those mods, don't worry, you can still upgrade and still use them. But what about photos? Because the One RS actually turns out to be a pretty decent photography camera as well. I certainly didn't find the One R to be a particularly good camera for taking photos, just a bit dull. The resolution wasn't great, but the One RS is able to shoot 48 megapixel photos. That's 4 times the megapixels as before. So you'll capture extra detail, much more color. Thanks to the 1/2-inch lens, everything should look better, and indeed it does if we do these side-by-side comparisons. You can shoot in pure shot mode, which enhances the dynamic range and reduces the noise. That's available for both cameras. However, in the One RS, once again, because of the better lens, because of the higher resolution, it just is going to look better. They can both shoot raw images as well, so if you wanted to tinker around with your images, you'd be able to do that and get some actually really good quality. For an action camera and a 1/2-inch sensor, I think these photos look pretty good. I would say the One RS, if you shot with that pure shot mode and did some editing, I think it could probably beat your phone most of the time. Maybe not the absolute best phones out right now, because a lot of the power goes into photography in those devices, but for a point-and-shoot action camera, the photos are pretty good. I also mentioned earlier that there are more microphones on the One RS than the One R, so let's take a listen to see what the difference is in audio quality. Hey guys, what's up? This is a audio test of the Insta360 One RS compared to the One R. I'm about like a meter away from both cameras. The One RS has 3 microphones, so it should be doing better. I actually have no idea because this is the first time I've tested it. Yeah, I'm in a place called Kew Gardens in West London, so a lot of my videos in the next few weeks are going to feature a lot of plants and a lot of greenhouses, so I hope you like it. This is a comparison between the One R and the One RS, so let me know what you think. A plane is about to go overhead. Don't know if you can hear it, don't know how clear my voice is, but hopefully pretty good. So yeah, let's go in there. So guys, those are pretty much the main differences between these two cameras. It is mostly just this 4K boost lens. That's the biggest difference between the two. So the whole point of the One R kind of setup was that you could have a 360 camera, an action camera, and this kind of cinematic camera all in one kind of system. You wouldn't have to buy separate things. You just need to change out the mods, the lenses in this modular setup. However, I did find with the original one, oh fuck, I literally just dropped it. I might have broken it. No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Oh, I'm so clumsy. But what I found with the original One R, the kind of 4K standard video mod, was that it didn't really work that well. I mean, it wasn't that good. It seemed like a really basic, very cheap action camera kind of thing. It didn't certainly match up to a GoPro or any kind of really decent action camera. It just seemed a bit cheap, and I never really used it. However, this new 4K boost lens with 1/2-inch sensors, a pretty decent upgrade. Usually the sensor size, it makes a big difference, especially in lower lighting conditions and in, well, just in general, it makes things look better. So now this One RS, I think it could match up to even some of the GoPro models, because those tend to use smaller sensors. The fact that you can get this and a 360 mod all in one camera, all in one system, that could make this a really compelling option for people who want to use both 360 and standard video and have both of them be pretty good quality. Now, I will admit that it is a bit disappointing that there's no upgrade to the 360 mod or the 360 kind of aspect of this camera. I would have liked to have seen even maybe a frame rate boost. 5.7K at 60 frames per second would have been awesome. I think it just seems to be not possible right now. No camera company is attempting to do it. Maybe it's just the limitations of what we have right now. Having said that, the One RS with the 360 mod still shoots good quality 360 video, and you can combine all of these together in the really, really awesome app, which I go on about every time I do one of these videos about Insta360 cameras. I do think the app is still awesome. And there is a new Shot Lab effect, this automatic AI-driven video creator. There's something called Cinelapse, where the AI selects highlights of your clips and connects them with transitions, just allows you to create some cinematic video on the fly, just with basically a touch of a button. That will be very good for creating cinematic video. Rather than being like a huge leap up, this is definitely kind of an evolution of the camera. This definitely feels like a small upgrade, but a fairly decent one. Definitely the battery lasts 20% longer than before, and I can confirm it definitely does. It lasts a lot longer. I used both of them together, and by the time the One R had run out, the One RS was still going with, yeah, a decent amount of battery left. I noticed the difference when turning the cameras on and using them, that the One RS is a lot faster and a lot smoother between menus and changing things and changing settings. So that new processor is definitely doing something, and the ability to digitally zoom while you're still recording is pretty useful actually. It makes for a more natural kind of video. I mean, usually that's only done in larger cameras or phones. So for an action camera to be able to do that, I think it's great. So yeah, that's it guys. That's pretty much all of the differences between these two cameras. I don't like to tell you definitely buy it, definitely don't buy it, because, you know, it's up to you. I've shown you all the footage I shot. Hopefully it's shown you whether it's worth upgrading or not. I guess like 60% of the difference is going to be this 4K boost lens against this standard lower quality 4K lens in the older camera. If you wanted to, and if you did like the idea of getting high quality 4K standard footage and mixing it up with your 360 footage, then this is going to be a decent camera, well, a very good camera to do that. And it's still very easy to edit it all and put it all together. So I'm happy with it. Like, I'll be using it over the next year. I have no reason to keep the older camera. So yeah, I'll be doing some more videos on this soon. I'm actually going to compare it to GoPro Hero 10. So we're going to see if this 1/2-inch sensor in the 4K boost lens is any match for the GoPro Hero 10, which is actually a really awesome camera as well. So that video is coming up literally in a few days. So subscribe and or just stay tuned if you want to see that. But yeah, let me know what you think of the Insta360 One RS. Do you think it's a good enough upgrade? Will you be buying the boost mod, or are you going to be using the camera for the first time? Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and I will get back to you. But until next time guys, stay tuned and I'll see you later. Bye.